Okay, recording now.
Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk through our MacArthur Gardens North project development proposal. This is the agenda of our proposal development plan. First, I'm going to introduce the MacArthur region. It is in the local government areas of the city of Campbell Down. The three main aspects we're focusing on this project would be retail, residential, and public space. To start with, I would like to start with the death and life of great American cities by Jane Jacobs, which she promotes diversity. She advocates for intermixing different uses and functions with buildings so that it ultimately benefit mutual economic and social support. Secondly, will be the concept of sustainable transport by Yang Gao, which he brought out some key ways promoting the concept. Creating great pedestrian environment, more direct walking trips, and a dense people and transit-oriented district will possibly achieve equality. Now, I'm going to pass on to Charlie for the site and context analysis for our project.
So for the Campbell Down, it is also the junction of Sydney and Western Sydney Metropolis, and which is convenient for people to catch a plane. So for the people who work in the Macquarie Fields and the Liverpool, they can either drive or take a train to work. So it's like provides employment for both regions with a convenient transportation. Thanks. So the urban planning of the town center is arranged along these train lines, and most of the government institutions are and the commercial essentials are located there. And beside the industry commercial area is planned in the north of Campbell Down train station, which provides a substantial employment for the residential area. Next.
So for opportunities and constraints, there are 5 main opportunities. Public transportations, nice green spaces, near to education center and close to hospital. For constraints, the area is considered as low-lying area, lack of infrastructures, and traffic congestions at South Shopping Central area. Next.
From the analysis of Campbelltown history, we found out that the development has come a long way through numerous community issues and development issues. Next. The population grew slowly from 1840s to 1960s, but since Campbelltown declared as a city in 1960s, the population in Campbelltown grew rapidly, and the region slowly became a satellite city and the regional capital. The history of MacArthur region can be divided into 3 parts. First, before 1960s, it is considered the farming and the dairy production land. From 1979 to 2017, it was considered a new satellite city in Campbelltown. From 2017 onwards, it's one of the fast developing region in New South Wales.
Okay, in terms of demographic context analysis, I divided into 3 parts: population, dwelling, and way of commute analysis. First one is age group. Largest group is between age of 15 to 59. They are in their working age. Hence, providing commercial zone is the priority to our proposal. Next. Second one is employment status. Unemployment rate is about 8%, higher than national average. Providing job is again become important. Next. In terms of income level, there are more than 14% of people may all experience housing stress, so that affordable housing is needed in our proposal. Next. This is household composition in MacArthur region is significantly opposite to Campbelltown. Most people live alone or with partner in MacArthur. The demand is for smaller dwelling like apartment is higher than houses. Next. On the housing market, there is huge insufficient supply in 1-bedroom dwelling in MacArthur. 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom dwelling dominate the housing market in MacArthur. Next. This diagram shows how people who live in 3-bedroom dwelling may only need 2 bedrooms dwelling. We could see that the actual demand may shift from larger dwelling to smaller dwellings. Next. This comparison shows how the building density is larger than the whole Campbelltown region, and the higher density building is more suitable on this site. Next. Last one is about transportation. We could conclude that roads infrastructure is essential to our site, and we need to provide sufficient car park on the site. Next. To conclude, we may propose commercial zone to stimulate economy, providing jobs to the community. And the apartment development is what we focus on the smaller scale dwelling, such as 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. Last one is that we should provide sufficient car park space, focusing on circulation and accessibility. Next. This map shows the constraints we may face during development process. Next. Moving to planning context, we do research on the MacArthur region scale. The site is planned to be medium-rise residential zone with mixed-use retail. Next, according to New South Wales Planning and Environment authorities, they plan to have medium-rise apartment at size and mixed-use building in the middle. Next, the regulation context guiding us through the planning stage, and we are focused. We're looking at community participation plan, local environmental plans. Next, development control plans. Next, we also looking at other contexts. There are stakeholder engagement outcomes report and Campbelltown 2025. Russell will be present the development proposal next.
So based on the key findings from the previous research, we generate 3 development options. All 3 options have the same number for the total houses, commercial floor area, underground car park, and proportion of affordable housing. The difference are option 1 emphasize a relatively less apartment, moderate semi-detached house and more terrace house. Option 2 emphasizes relatively moderate apartment, moderate semi-detached house and moderate terrace house. But option 3 emphasize more apartments, less semi-detached house and terraces. Next, we conduct a feasibility assessment for all of the 3 options, and the result shows that option 3 is the best option in terms of the net profit and the development margin. So we decided to go with option 3. Next, this is the financial model of option 3. It shows that the total sale revenue subtracts selling costs, land costs, construction costs, and finance, and then added the reclaimed GST equals to the net profit. Next, when we break down the sales revenue, the assumptions here is the sales price is based on the pricing formula, and 0.5% legal cost and 1% marketing cost, 1.5% of sales commission, 10% of GST, but it's excluded the affordable housing. Next, here when we look at the pricing formula, it is based on the median price of the housing type in Campbelltown and at the annual change multiplied by the period to deliver at the premium due to within 400 meters of a heavy railway station, plus the premium due to the adjacent park equals to the sales price. And at the bottom is the example of the pricing formula. Next, moving on to construction cost. The assumption here is the underground parking is 1 per unit, and it excludes the cost for communal open space, pavement, and vegetation. Next.
For the project design, we are focusing on the connections between MacArthur North and South Town Centre. By introducing main pedestrian private commercial streets, we can create a central avenue which links the MacArthur North stations and shopping centre at the south. We have also introduced new traffic circulations, which is a more efficient way to travel within the site area and reduce traffic congestions. Next, this is the before and after comparison of our site. After the redevelopments, we have introduced over 9,000 square meters of retail shops and large area of communal open space. Next, this is the third view of our site. Next.
So we've arranged like 15 residential units each floor for the apartment up to 10 stories. Here to see the apartments which with different number of bedrooms we're selling and we're positioning there. And for the facilities in the apartment up to 10 stories, elevators are available through the whole building, and we build the fire engine access for people to escape when potential risks happen. Next. For the apartment up to 6 stories high, we've added more units to ensure the number of apartments we sell. Next.
This is a render for our communal open space, which is located in between 2 6-story residential buildings. The open space is in middle, allows buildings to have enough distance that provides good privacy and also prevents overshading. Next. The 10-story residential building is in a perpendicular angle to the 6-story buildings. By doing that, it minimizes the shading area on 6-story buildings. Next. This is the main central avenue where the commercial streets is. Next.
So as you can see, we have 2 stages for finishing the whole project. For the first year, we build the terraces and semi-detached houses and then we begin to build the major construction of car park apartments with different stories and commercial area. Next. So there are not large number of people with different identities will involved in this construction, and each of them have their own responsibilities to complete the mission. Next.
So we calculate the home loan repayment for all of our proposed properties. And here's the detailed calculation for the 1-bedroom apartment. And the repayment is $1,522 per month. Next. Following are the repayments for the rest of the properties. Next. For the housing stress, we calculate the for the lower income earners experiencing housing stress for both purchasing and renting the apartment. The medium income earners does not experience housing stress. Next. We are offering 5% of our total development for low income earners, and the retailers and shops would provide jobs and improve on their standards of living. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.